Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch this video on how insourcing beats outsourcing every single time. And I know you're probably really busy, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Insourcing is the most efficient and cost-effective method on the planet to leverage other people's time to scale your business. You see, most people try to scale by hiring employees, contractors, or outsourcing overseas. And here's the problem with that. It takes 20 hours to find, recruit, interview, onboard every time you need to bring on a new team member. Not to mention train them, manage them, their time, their feelings, their work, and having to fire people when it doesn't work out, which is the worst feeling in the world. For me anyway, that's probably like the worst thing when it comes to owning your own business, having to fire people. I hate it. It's the worst. Which ultimately means that you're taking on a part-time job to manage people and their work, only to find out when they're not working out that you got to fire them and start that whole long process all over again. Which, by the way, most entrepreneurs, including myself, usually take way too long in that process, and we end up wasting a lot more time and a lot more energy and a lot more frustration trying to make the wrong people fit into our business, because we don't want to fire people. We want to give them a chance, right? So with insourcing, all of that is done for you. So you're able to plug into a kind of plug and play team of already experienced graphic designers, developers, technical virtual assistants, all for less than if you hired a really good outsourced overseas team member yourself, which allows you to submit requests, sit back, and just watch the work get done in a timely manner. And by having a team that you trust, you don't just get it done fast, you get it done right, which ultimately means you save a lot of time, money, and frustration. So if you're a digital agency owner, a coach, a consultant, a course creator, or an online service provider who would like to be immediately plugged in to an already existing in-house team of A-tier developers, graphic designers, and technical VAs, then listen up, because I'm going to show you exactly how you can systematize your company without the hassle that comes from building and maintaining a team, especially with remote workers. So imagine just for a second having access to a highly skilled team without recruiting, training, or having high overhead costs, and saving thousands of dollars a month by not having to hire employees, contractors, or even outsourced overseas team members. And imagine not dealing with the frustrations that you get from outsourcing, all the excuses of why work doesn't get done on time. If you've outsourced before, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've used a service before, imagine not being penalized for revisions and how much work you could get done, not waiting for one task to be completed until your team moves on to the next task. And I'll show you how to do all of this without spending the 20 hours per hire finding, interviewing, and training the team members yourself. And without wasting money on hires that don't work out and having to start that process all over by yourself. Now, your A-team awaits you right now, and insourcing gives you all of this. Unlimited graphic design, all types of creatives. We're talking logo, websites, landing page designs, PowerPoint presentations, social media posts, ebooks, and other graphics, not to mention the development of said pages, websites, landing pages, funnels, CRM builds, email follow-up automation, all types of integrations and automations, setting up e-courses and products or membership sites or courses, and not to mention content expansion, which is where we take and edit a video or podcast and get that chopped up into multiple short form content and much, much more, so that you can focus on what takes your genius, like your strategy, your copywriting, media buying, and have your new qualified, experienced, and professional team do the rest. So you can have the peace and freedom that you thought you'd have when you started your business in the first place. Just like Zach here at Convert on Command, he said, if you're going to trust somebody, trust Mr. Jeremy, because this is the easiest, best, fastest way to go from being self-employed to a business owner. He ended up saving 16 hours a week, and he spent his time wisely. He focused all on lead generation in his business, and because he is a high-ticket service, he was able to bring on $160,000 in extra revenue every single month with that time he saved. So if you were saving 20 hours a week or so, how much more revenue could you bring into your business? Now, what does insourcing solve? Well, it solves a lot of things. First off, solves you from having to be the one doing all the work in your business if you're at that stage in your business. It saves you from being stuck on a project. How many times did the tech not work? And you're like, I got to fix this real quick. And next thing you know, it's a 5-hour rabbit hole you just went down, sifting through, calling tech support, YouTube, watching YouTube videos, going through chat feeds to see like if anybody else is dealing with that problem and how to fix it. It also solves the high cost of payroll. It also solves the I'm too busy in my life. My mom still won't call me because she still thinks I'm way too busy. It's like being too busy affects more things in our lives than just our business and the people that we love, which solves the next thing of missing out on family. I can't tell you how many, soccer and baseball and football practices I've missed over the years before I started mastering delegation and started using outsourcing and developing this insourcing model. It also solves not having enough bandwidth to take on new clients. And I've been there. I've gotten to a place where it's like, if I will bust at the seams, my brain will explode if I take on another client and have to build out everything for them. I just can't do it. And saying no to money is very difficult in your business. But I got to a place where I had to do that, or else like everything would just fall apart and I'd have to refund people money. And it's just not an option. You know what I mean? So depending on where you're at in your business, this can save up to 80% of the time you're spending, which allows you to take on a lot more clients, allows you to take the time to actually create a new customer acquisition funnel that brings in new clients. And it gives you the time to be able to systematize everything so you can plug people in to your business without having to spend all this time training them on every little thing. So this is how it works. It's kind of like a pod system. So in the pod, you have a developer, a graphic designer, and a technical VA. And we just implemented a night shift a few years ago. So now you get 2 developers, 2 graphic designers, 2 technical VAs, all working with you, and not everybody. Like only a certain amount of clients are connected to a pod. So these people are getting to know exactly how you like things done, what your branding is, what your style is, how you like to work. So not only do they get faster over time, but their quality gets a lot better as they grow with you. And then each pod has a team leader, the person that's responsible to make sure that people are trained, make sure that they're doing good work, making sure that they're answering high-level questions if the team member ever gets stuck on anything. And then you have a US-based account manager, I should say North American account manager now, because I have some that are in Canada, some that are in Mexico, but English, is their first language. So being able to communicate with them really helps solve the issue of outsourcing where English is their second language. Also helps having the account manager to be able to plan out larger projects so they can kind of help you quarterback them, help you outline them in a way that the team is going to take that information and be able to hit the ground running on that project for you. And what I think is most important, you might not think so right now, but because delegation is probably one of the top 3 skills every business owner needs to master. And we're not born with that skill. It's something that's learned. So they actually help you master delegation, master communication, so you eliminate a lot of the back and forth that usually happens when you're outsourcing on your own, or even when you have an employee sitting right next to you. There's a lot of back and forth and everything. And the way that you communicate is very important. So we're not throwing you to the wolves like, hey, communicate better. We're teaching you an exact framework of how to communicate to eliminate 95% of that back and forth. So in this model, where are you? You're right here. You're right here. So you're able to communicate directly with your team. You're able to communicate directly to your US-based account manager. I also have what we call the bat phone. So you can actually text message if there's ever an emergency. And that goes directly to the team. They stop what they're working on and they work on this emergency. Like if a website goes down, or if payments you're not able to collect payments on the website, right? Those are emergencies. Those are things that affect your business, affect your client's business. We need to stop, drop, and roll. We're not on fire, but we need to stop and work on that fire for you. Another thing too is like sometimes graphic designs or revision is like super quick and you don't want to wait for like however long it would take to get that, for us to see the revision, to be able to make that quick change and then send it back to you. It's like, hey, can you just send that to me real quick? Like, that's what the bat phone is for. You also have Ask Me Anything meetings. So I do 2 group calls every single week where our clients are able to jump on and ask me questions, anything around marketing strategies, copywriting, sales conversations, what systems to use, what's the new AI that's out there. Like we come together as a group, as entrepreneurs, and we just help each other out. And so we cover a lot of different topics, and that's why I call it like, it's kind of like an ask me anything format. But from what I hear from a lot of clients, they're like, that alone is the value of the service, being able to get questions answered, stay focused, be strategic with whatever their plan is, and get the feedback from other entrepreneurs that are doing similar stuff out there on what they're doing, if it's the right path for them to do. It just sucks being all alone a lot of times with our industry. So it's nice to be able to come together with other entrepreneurs that are dealing with the same struggles or have been there and done that. They've been where you're trying to get to, so they're able to help you avoid the pitfalls that they went through. So overall, this is how insourcing works, and this is the secret sauce. All right. The secret sauce is having everybody come into an office. We ended up breaking ground and moved into our own office. We used to have 2 different offices, but then we broke ground. I think it was like, I don't even remember, March of 2022. And we ended up moving in at the end of December 2022. And we just brought everybody into one place. I found this was the key determining factor for my business when I first got an office, and I brought everybody in because it was so hard as an agency owner to manage my clients' expectations when outsourced team members were not getting the work done when they said they would get it done because of like the same excuses. And I'll cover those excuses here in the next few slides so you can see if you've dealt with them before too, and how exactly insourcing eliminates those. So just like duct tape marketing, they said, hey, we're getting better quality and faster results than our previous provider. So just get off the fence and do it. So the headaches of outsourcing, if you've outsourced before, you probably dealt with this, like the language barrier. That is kind of a big deal. If they don't understand the directions, sometimes they send back work that you're like, whoa, how'd you work on that? You wasted a whole day on something that was wrong because you didn't understand it from the get-go. We eliminate that because we have people translate the tasks before they even get to the team members. We also have the team members going through English classes. So we actually bring in an English tutor that works with our employees to increase their English skills. And then the time zone difference. I dealt with this when I would, it was nice when I finally got into the role and swing of things with outsourcing and delegating, where I'd give the tasks right before I left work. I'd go home, go to sleep, wake up, get to the office, pull up my computer, and voila, all the work is done that I sent to them. It was so nice. Like, wow, I wake up and all the stuff is done. But what sucked was when there was a quick revision and I was like, dang it, this part was wrong. Please fix this. But they're in bed sleeping at that moment. So they don't see it till the beginning of the shift, which means I don't get it till the next morning. So it's like, I got to wait another 24 hours to get that quick thing fixed, which with us, we have a day shift and a night shift. So I eliminated that. The annoying back and forth where it's like, no, do this, no, do that. Hey, I like it like this. Why are you still doing it like that? Eliminate that because we got team leaders, and we also have a format on how to outline a request that eliminates all that back and forth. We eliminate the bad quality because we have Q&A, we have team leaders, we have everybody being held accountable to a high standard. We have onboarding training. So everybody has to, number one, be experienced in their field. They have to have years of experience. And then they have to go through our training. And then they have to plug into an existing team and work on a few things before they actually get plugged into their own team. We solve the problem of projects taking too long because of everything that insourcing solves. It solves the headaches of like, hey, this one person just isn't working out for you. So you got to let them go and hire someone else. That we plug you into a team of people. So really, you're not even noticing if somebody isn't working out for you because they're working as a team. And rarely, but it has happened a time or two, like probably like I can count on a couple fingers, that somebody just really wasn't happy with the work that was being done because their design style was a little bit different than the designers that were on that team. So I just moved them on to a different team and made sure that they worked well with the designers, and voila, they were happy and didn't have a problem after that. It also solves the headaches of people messing things up. And when they mess things up, especially if you're an agency, like they make you look bad to your clients. And that's the worst. You definitely don't want to have that happening. Now, it also solves the headaches of outsourcing the 13th month salary. If you don't know what that is, usually outsourcing overseas in December, they have what they call the 13th month salary. So if you're paying somebody $1,000 a month, then In December, you're paying them $2,000 a month because they get their regular December salary, and the 13th month is kind of like a Christmas bonus. It's part of the culture over there. And you don't have to do that when you're insourcing with us because we pay the 13th month salary. Now, let me know if you have dealt with these excuses before. I feel like they're almost taught in school. Especially if you've ever outsourced to the Philippines. I feel like these excuses are taught in school because I keep hearing them over and over again. And they're the same ones. It just gets old after a while. Then it kind of goes a little something like this. I couldn't get the work done because the power went out, or because the internet went down, or because my computer broke, or because there was a typhoon, or they disappear for 2 days and they come back like, oh, sorry, I was sick. Oh, why didn't you let somebody know? Or they go on vacation, right? Standard. But when you don't have a team, it hurts when that one person is gone. But when you have a team, you don't really feel that. Or if there's a holiday, or if there's a family emergency, just work halts when you don't have a team of people. And when insourcing with us, you do not have to go out there and try to find somebody and recruit good talent. So you don't have to write job descriptions and post those jobs and sift through job boards and read resumes and schedule interviews and conduct those interviews. And if you haven't before, you should definitely test those applicants before you say yes. And once you do say yes, you got to onboard them, get them set up with all the users, a new email address, all that jazz, right? Then you got to train them. You got to manage their work. You got to manage their emotions. You got to deal with the language barrier. And if someone doesn't work out, you got to fire them, which sucks in itself. But then you got to start that process all over again. And after spending well over $1 million over the last 12 years outsourcing overseas, I've discovered this new and different way that eliminates all the headaches and frustrations and excuses as to why work doesn't get done in a timely manner, all for less than what you'd pay to hire just one really good outsourced overseas team member in the Philippines. And I call it insourcing because it has all the benefits of outsourcing, but by bringing everyone into the office to work, we control all the variables that frustrates us about outsourcing. And after doing this for 8 years and having nothing but 5-star reviews, I'm so confident that we can help that I'm going to give you a 60-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, or I'll give you your money back. No questions asked. And by the way, after 8 years, I've only had to do that one time. And here's what you get. Number one, you get your US-based account manager, one team leader, 2 designers, 2 developers, 2 technical VAs. You get me as well on the 2 weekly Ask Me Anything calls. You get unlimited tech. So what does that include? That's tech support, website builds, website changes or additions, website maintenance, website speed increases, website security increase, development requests, content update requests, landing pages, funnel builds, email and CRM and automations, integrations, and so much more. You get unlimited video. So video editing requests, podcasts, YouTube channel production, subtitle creation, transcripts, chopping up and forming videos for short form content and social media posts and so much more. The only thing I say that we don't do is like full on event editing where you have like multiple screens. You got B-rolls and we pull stock videos for videos, but it's not like because it looks good and it's professional. But when you have just tons of content and we're trying to fit in different angles and make kind of like this Hollywood production, it's just too much. It's way too much. What I found is that there's a lot of revisions that go on with that because it's a large project. When you're doing like a whole event or you're trying to create like a long commercial, there's so much emotion involved in that there's a lot of back and forth. So we just won't handle larger video projects like that. But if you're doing like a 1 hour podcast or like a 30-minute YouTube video, yeah, we will definitely take that and take a B-roll, maybe you have a B-roll, and then use some like stock video to kind of help tell the story. Well, we can do that. That's no problem. We do that all the time. And you also get unlimited graphic design. So we're talking logos, websites, motion graphics, AI graphics, assets like ebooks or downloadables, presentations like slide decks, product designs, offer stack graphic design, social media post graphics, digital ads, creatives, custom illustrations, infographics, GIFs, Canva designs, template customizations, and so much more with that as well. Just coming back over here to production, the time zone is a full time zone coverage because we have the day and night shift. Turnaround for graphics is about 12 to 24 hours. Turnaround for tech is about 1 to 3 days. And again, depending on it, of course, because if you have a 100-page ebook, designing each one of those pages is probably going to take a lot longer than 24 hours. Same with a tech turnaround. If we're doing a full website, obviously that's going to take more than 3 days. Or we're doing a whole funnel, that's going to take more than 3 days. I should say this with the funnel, unless we've been working together so long that there's a style to your landing pages and we're pulling from a template and you're giving us the content and we're able to just kind of like plug it in because we've done it so many times, then we can get really fast turnarounds on those as well as time goes on. So the output is this particular package is one task at a time, which is a little bit different than any competitors out there. Usually how competitors work is they'll take, let's say, for example, you have 5 requests. So you create 5 tickets, right? They'll work on that one. They'll send it back to you. You'll give them some revision, send it back. You go through this revision process. And then once you approve it, then they close the ticket and then they start working on the next one. And you kind of go with that. You close it, then they work on the next one. I always thought, like, how much work can I actually get done in an unlimited model doing it like that? So with us, if you give us 5 requests, then we'll work on one, we'll send it back to you, we'll work on the next one, send it back to you. And then as you have, almost gave you the finger there. If we have one revision, you send it back. Well, we're still working on this. And then most revisions are usually pretty quick. We just do that and send it back to you. And again, like I said before, there's a bat phone. So if there's like a quick revision, you can just bat phone it up and we'll stop. We'll get it to you immediately. All right. So some of the features, we have free stock images. We have accounts so that they're royalty free. Same with the stock videos, same with stock audio. We own all the source files, or you own all the source files. You have an onboarding call with your account manager where they kind of teach you like best practices and how to maximize how to use us. You get to know each other on that call. We collect any other information from you that we need, like, logos or branding guides, things like that. But the number of requests are unlimited. The number of revisions are unlimited. The number of users are unlimited. So you have a team member, they can all submit tickets. Not a problem. They can all jump on my Ask Me Anything call. Unlimited number of brands. So if you're an agency and you're working with multiple clients, we don't care about that either. You have version control of the graphic design. No contract. We don't make you sign a contract. We got to earn your business every month. And some people have more work sometimes and less work other times. And some people will, leave and then they come back when they have more work. So you can pause and cancel at any time. You can upgrade and downgrade at any time. It's all retroactive. So you're not missing out on any money by upgrading or downgrading. And then communication, you can communicate through the ticket. You also have email support, text message support, and then Zoom support if you need to jump on a Zoom call with your account manager. And you get all access to all of this, all of the team of professionals, again, for less than the cost of hiring one really good outsourced team member overseas. Now, that's what I call value. So just some examples of clients where we're saving, 30 hours a week, 135 hours a week, 54 hours a week, 45 hours a week. It's just insane how many hours a week you could save based on how much work you have. And just like Charisma Inc., Gainer here, she said, I don't have to worry about if they're working on my tasks or not because she knows that they are. She's seeing the work come back in a timely manner. So she said, try it and you'll be addicted to Desk Team 360. So this is a few of our reviews on Trustpilot. You can check them out. Every single one is a 5-star. And here's just some logos of companies that we work with. And here are some case studies. You can also go to the case study tab on our website and see all of our case study interviews so that you're not just taking my word for it. So the next step for you here is to book a demo call. You can click on the link in the description to book a call. Or if you're good to go, you can actually click on the link and go and sign up directly from here. Either way, we look forward to seeing you, and we'll see you in the next video.